Boink. Hey everybody, it's MLB11XNC22 and welcome back people to the history of Pokemon with my two best friends in the whole wide world. Introduce yourselves.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Dancer, or some of you know me as Lion346. And I am the Random HUD. How you doing?
Okay, last time we were in this program, we pretty much finished destroying Johto and pretty much giving Whitney and Miltank their just desserts.
Of course, I think we also did Hoenn as well.
Yeah, and we did Hoenn as well. So with that being said, now we're going to be bundling up our snow gear and we are going to the weather-frantic region of Sinnoh.
But before we do that, there's some people might know this. Some people do something called a Nuzlocke, but there's another variant called a Wedlock. And so here's a little intro on what a Wedlock is. So let me play this.
Please enjoy.
For 3 years, I introduced the Wedlock Challenge to YouTube, inspiring you to play their Pokemon games in a challenging new way, and expanding on the ideas of the original Nuzlocke. Now, I'm back in black, ready to start up the second Wedlock Challenge for my channel, the Black Wedlock. While the Wedlock rules remain the same, I want to share them again with you in order to remind you of the rules of the Wedlock Challenge. And, on top of that, I will be clarifying some of the rules and situations that the previous Wedlock rules did not account for. The first 3 rules are nearly identical to the main rules of the Nuzlocke Challenge. Rule number 1. Fainted Pokemon are considered dead. Part of what makes the Nuzlocke Challenge so difficult is that fainted Pokemon must forever be removed from your party, since they are considered dead for storyline purposes. They must be either released permanently, or, optionally, maybe placed in a dedicated box in the PC. I personally release any fainted Pokemon on my video series, but either approach is acceptable. Rule number 2. You can only catch the first Pokemon in any new area. Whenever you enter a new route or area, you're only able to catch or receive the first Pokemon you encounter on that route or area. You aren't forced to catch it, but you don't get any other chances to get Pokemon. There are a few other important things to note about this rule in regards to the Wedlock Challenge. 1. Genderless Pokemon cannot be caught, ever. They do not count as your first encounter, and you ignore them entirely. This includes genderless legendary Pokemon. 2. If you have 1, 3, or 5 Pokemon on your team, you ignore any encounters that are of the gender you have the most. Meaning, if you have 2 males and 1 female in your party, you ignore any male Pokemon and do not count them as your encounter. If you have 2, 4, or a full team of 6 Pokemon on your team, the encounter's gender doesn't matter. This is referred to as gender. 3. Dupe Squads. To avoid having a team full of nothing but Rattata or Poochyena, some players may choose to be Dupe Squads, which allows you to ignore any encounters you've already played, making it so they don't count as your first encounter. Some players may choose to treat the whole evolution line as a duplicate, while others only go by the caught symbol. It's your choice. Additionally, to keep yourself from exploiting this clause to catch rare Pokemon, you may limit how many times per route or area Dupe's clause is triggered. So, for instance, you set a limit of 3 and then run into 3 Pokemon you already have. You hit your limit and don't get anything in that area. That's your choice. I personally would be playing with a limit of 5 Flagger. Evolution line Dupe's clause is highly recommended in the web, but not required. Rule number 3. All Pokemon must be nicknamed. This is to increase the bond between you and your team and to allow their personalities to shine. So giving your Pokemon names is a great way to bring your story to life. Some people may choose to use a naming Pokemon, while others may name their Pokemon whatever comes to mind. What you name your Pokemon doesn't matter, so long as you nickname something. Of course, in the case of Wonder Wedlocks, let's say, in Pokemon X or Y, or in the case of traded or gift Pokemon in-game, you have no control over this. And that's fine. But you should nickname anything you're able to. Rule number 4. Your Pokemon are partnered and fight together in pairs. Yeah, this is where the wedlock part of the challenge rules truly begin. Instead of treating your Pokemon party as one team of 6 Pokemon, it's essentially 3 teams of 2 Pokemon. Each team consisting of 1 male and 1 female Pokemon in the standard wedlock rules. Imagine receiving your starter Pokemon and then its mate. According to rule number 2, you'd only be able to catch the first female Pokemon you run into. Once you catch it, since you have a male and a female Pokemon, they're paired. Once Pokemon are paired, they are paired until one dies or is released. Pokemon are only paired while they're in your party. Pokemon in the PC that you caught after your team is full are not paired until they are withdrawn. Additionally, while it is possible for a pair to consist of a single Pokemon, which I refer to as lone wolves, they must be paired immediately with any compatible Pokemon in the PC, and if such a Pokemon isn't in the PC, they can still fight, but only on their own. Each Pokemon on your team battle only alongside its partner if it has one. This means that during battle, you can only switch between the 2 Pokemon in the active pair, and can't switch to any of your other Pokemon pairs unless both Pokemon in the pair die. If one of the Pokemon in the pair dies, its partner is unable to switch out and will have to make it through the fight on their own or join their fallen partner, if you know what I mean. If the surviving Pokemon makes it through the fight, it must be paired with the new Pokemon in the PC as soon as possible, or if there are no compatible Pokemon in the PC, it becomes a lone wolf until a new compatible Pokemon is caught. Also, though rare, keep in mind that the party always takes priority over the PC. If 2 lone wolf Pokemon can be paired in your party, they must be paired. The experience share item is perfectly acceptable to use, even if held by a Pokemon outside of the active pair. The switch training tactic, though, cannot be used to train Pokemon from different teams. Lastly, you cannot swap partners around, meaning once 2 Pokemon are paired, they're paired for good, unless they die or are willingly released. However, you can still switch your active pair with a different one outside of battle, just not inside. Rule number 5. You cannot deposit Pokemon to your PC. To add to the challenge and force players to be creative in their strategies, Pokemon cannot be deposited in the PC under the wedlock rules. The only way to withdraw anything in your PC is to either have something die or to release it for good. Should you choose to release a Pokemon that's alive, it isn't technically considered dead, but its heart will surely be broken and you'll feel like a jerk. However, sometimes it may be necessary to do this for the greater good. Pokemon that are caught and then sent to your PC are not counted as being deposited in that way, so don't worry about them. Those Pokemon also aren't paired while they're in them. Think of them as bonus Pokemon to replace any fallen pairs. There are a few exceptions to this rule. Obviously, if you don't release your painted Pokemon and store them in a death box, you may still do so. If you need to make room for gift Pokemon, you may temporarily deposit a Pokemon from one of your pairs in order to receive the gift Pokemon. The rules treat this Pokemon as still being in your PC, so make sure you make things right by depositing that Pokemon, withdrawing the temporarily deposited Pokemon as quickly as possible. Each death must be taught to your party Pokemon to use them, although if they are required for proceeding through the game, you may temporarily deposit one pair and withdraw one or 2 dedicated HM Pokemon. Do not participate in battle at all. They should be deposited as soon as you have a Pokemon capable of using the HM that you need, or as soon as you are past wherever required the HM. Anyway, those are the main rules of the Wedlock Challenge. They should cover the majority of what you need to know about attempting Wedlock Challenge, and you may feel free to include any other rules to affect the difficulty. You may also soften up some of the rules should you feel so inclined, but that's up to you. That's all you should need to know while watching my Black Wedlock series, or most other Wedlock video series out there. But after my first Wedlock series, there were several situations that came up and questions that kept recurring. So I'm going to address some potential issues with Wedlock champions. What happens if something uses Roar or Whirlwind? If you're in a battle and something uses Roar, Whirlwind, or a similar move forcing you to switch to a new pair, you now use the new pair as your active pair in battle. That's how it goes. However, this does not mean you can use Baton Pass or Volt Switch to switch to one of your other pairs. You'd still only be able to switch to that Pokemon's partner. What if a Pokemon dies in the middle of a double battle? Let's say you have male A and female A in a double battle. Female A dies, and you need to send in a new Pokemon. The best way to resolve this is to send out male B and have the two males fight. Why? They're not paired or anything, but that way, if either of them die, you send out female B to replace the fallen Pokemon, and you'll be guaranteed to have at least one pair. What do you do about triple battles? Triple battles are a tough one. Let's say you have Pokemon A and B on a team, and C and D on a team. You'd have to use A, B, and C in a triple battle. They can all fight together. It's okay. Don't worry. However, if any of those three die, D must be sent out to replace the fallen Pokemon. What about rotation battles? They're essentially the same as triple battles as far as handling deaths and stuff goes, except you're only able to rotate between the two Pokemon in the active pair. You can rotate between A and B, but not to C. If A or B dies, you send out D, let's say. If that happens, though, you must rotate between C and D, since they're the only valid pair. If the male from A and B, and the female from C and D dies, you pair the survivors on the spot and rotate between them. What do I do about gift Pokemon? If you need to receive it, it's acceptable to deposit a Pokemon to your PC temporarily in order to pick it up. Though this process should be done as quickly as possible, and the gift Pokemon is considered as in your PC throughout the whole process. However, early on, if you're 3, 4, 5 Pokemon and received a gift Pokemon that is of the wrong gender pair, you must treat it as a absolutely must be caught in order to proceed through the game, even though they cannot normally be caught per the Wedlock rules, are permitted to be caught, although cannot be used. These Pokemon should be sent to PC and not used in battle. If they absolutely must be used, spam stat moves until they die. What about a gay, lesbian, bi, or so? First of all, if hearing about this kind of stuff bothers you, you should probably leave right now. But I'm personally all for people love thing rather than hate. And if players want to play Pokemon that way as well in a Wedlock variant, it's important to keep the following in mind. Playing with such pairings inherently changes the dynamic of the challenge. I don't mean that in a bad way, I just mean that's how it is, and how it affects the difficulty. Let me explain. For instance, let's say you only want to use a single gender, and then pair, say, only female Pokemon together. That's fine and dandy and all, but keep in mind that you miss out on one of the more challenging parts of the weapon, the restriction of which Pokemon can be paired together, meaning you can form any pair you want from your selection. That definitely makes the challenge substantially easier, and you're missing out on one of the core parts of it. If you want to mix straight pairings with gay and lesbian pairings, that's fine too, but that also inherently assumes all boxed Pokemon are bi, let's just say. A possible way to make this more balanced, though, is to assign, say, 5 or 6 natures as non-straight natures. and Pokemon of those natures can only be paired with Pokemon of the same gender that is also of a compatible nature. Don't want to do that? That's fine. It'll still work. But just consider all of the box Pokemon and their preferences. Lastly, the most balanced approach is to play through with no straight pairs. All Pokemon must be paired with Pokemon of the same gender, but you catch both male and female Pokemon. This keeps the integrity of the restriction part of the Wetlock Challenge appearance. The downside is you might end up with a team consisting entirely of a single gender, as after your first pair is prepared, you're at the mercy of whatever the next encounter is, and then its partner must be of the same gender. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it is still an issue to consider. Hopefully this sheds some light as to why any of these variants weren't included in the original Wetlock rules. But if you want to play any of these variants, feel free to pick the one that sounds right to you. Anyway, hopefully that clears up some of the most common questions regarding the Wetlock Challenge. If you'd like to try a Wetlock Challenge for yourself, please, by all means, feel free to. They're a lot of fun. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see ya on the first episode of Maryland's Pokemon Black Wetlock. See ya next time, Wetlockers! Woo!
And he is not kidding. A Wetlock is challenging. I did that in Omega Ruby, and it is tough.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah, I can agree, and my friend is right. But also, before we get down to the gym leaders, we got one more clip for you guys to play, and we want to know if you've been a victim of this situation.
We will get to that when we get to Snow Point City.
Perfect. I was just gonna retract my statement and ask you that question. Thank you very much. So without further ado, shall we get started?
Yep.
Let's get started on Roark.
Okay. And I've got the Diamond Pearl teams and the Platinum teams up.
Mm-hmm. And after
Okay, Diamond and Pearl, he's got a level 12 Geodude, 12 Onyx, and 14 Cranidos. Whereas Platinum, actually, the levels are the same.
Oh. Okay. Well, that clears up a lot.
Yeah.
Now, as for how Roark was in the anime, since I've just started watching the Pokemon anime a lot too long ago, could you shed at least a bit of light on how Roark's character was in the anime, Brian?
Oh, it's been a while since I've watched the Sinnoh series, but he was a fan of fossils. I will give you that much.
Ah, he must have been a fossil collector.
In a way, yeah.
I guess that's pretty much all we got on him.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on what we just talked about, Robert?
I feel like this guy is the one that throughout the regions was hiding your fossil. And hey, you guys know who he's the follower of?
We're gonna
Lord
get to
Helix.
his stuff.
Lord Helix, he praises him.
Good one.
Lord
Good one.
Helix. I like that. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. Gardenia!
Okay, the Diamond and Pearl, she's got a level 19 Cherubi, 19 Turtwig, and 22 Roserade. And in order to get to her in Diamond and Pearl, you have to find all the trainers in sort of like I guess you could say like a hedge maze or something like that. Whereas in Platinum, she's got a 20 Turtwig, a 20 Cherum, which is the evolved form of Cherubi, and a 22 Roserade. And in Platinum, you have to, there's this like a flower clock that goes around, and depending on whatever time it is, certain things happen in the gym.
Yeah. I do remember. I have seen that clock from a certain somebody's LP, but we'll get to that shortly, people.
And here's where things are different. Because Diamond and Pearl, you faced Maylene next. Who has a 27 by choke and a 30 Lucario, but in Platinum, you face Fantina next.
Mm-hmm.
With a 24 Duskull, 24 Haunter, and 26 Miss Magius, or Miss Magius, depending on how you pronounce it. Here we go. And with Fantina, the puzzles are different, so here we go. With someone explaining the puzzles.
Big deal after that. Not just my Pokemon, but also my spirits.
And your insanity.
Decided to take off the other trainer in this room off screen as he is not technically required, but of course I want the experience because you won't be able to fight the gym trainers later. And with this very long-winded thing, all to say that Acrobat grew to level 27. Oh, and it's learning Air Cutter. Special attack in Crobat isn't as much a special attack as anything else, but I think at this point anything is better than Leech Life. Seriously, 20 power, bug type, no, sorry, not gonna keep that. With both of those trainers felt, now we can show off the main gimmick as we heard before. If you get off it, we can see that as a square panel, and we want to match that to the door. This room is not really that dark, but the rooms do get darker as you go along, and it might be a little bit tougher there. They are randomly generated every time you come here, so it is different each and every time. I gotta say, I like this gym a lot. It's really neat how you have these light mechanics that are unique to this gym. It's very different how you have the trainers also react to the light shining on them. That's how they detect you. It's a really, really cool idea. But in Diamond and Pearl, this is easily the worst gym in the entire series. In Diamond and Pearl, I am not making this up. This gym's puzzle, if you even want to call it that, was multiple choice math questions written on signposts in an empty room. It seriously is uncreative and lame, as, hey, to get past this room, what's the answer to 2 plus 2? If you think it's 3, pick the door on the left. If you think it's 4, pick the door in the middle. If you think the answer is potatoes, pick the door on the right.
Dunkin' stuff.
Now, as somebody who not only likes battling all the gym trainers before the gym leader to get as much experience as possible, especially because you can't battle them after you beat the gym leader, and is somebody who also is really good at math and enjoys doing it, you can imagine my frustration of having to answer 2 plus 2 correctly in public just to get battles with the gym trainers, and answering it incorrectly in all the possible ways, no less, before moving on. Things that I do for experience. But at the end of that angry rant, this is a Diamond and Pearl thing for me. So I can not look like an idiot and just look careless by shining a light on every trainer. I think it's a step up. I'm gonna beat the trainers, and then I'll meet you guys by the door.
I do agree. I do agree.
I don't.
Ow.
Okay, do we move on?
So with but in Platinum, here is Maylene's team: 28 Meditech, 29 Machoke, and 32 Lucario.
Yeah, and we all know how good Lucario is now, don't we?
Yep, and with her Jim, you just had to push. Just had to knock piles of tires down with punching bags or something like that, if memory serves me correctly. Now, Crasher Wade in Diamond and Pearl, he had a 27 Gyarados, 27 Quagsire, and 30 Floatzel. His Gyarados is 33, Quagsire is 34, and his Floatzel is 37.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, and Diamond and Pearl, his team had a 30 Flim, 34 Gengar, and 36 Mismagius.
Interesting.
Okay, now we're back in order. Okay, so Canley City. Byron had a 36 Bronzor, 36 Steelix, 39 Bastiodon. Whereas in Platinum he has a 37 Magneton, 36 Steelix, and 41 Bastiodon.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm familiar how you should battle. Take your word for it. My Pokemon already have max happiness. Perhaps that is why you lost. Have this red platform. All the way with it. The gym leader, Byron. We have heard about him before. And before we go into battle with him, I want to draw attention to the episode of the anime that he's in. I don't know if they were intending for this, but Byron just seems to be like that crazy guy that's just been down in the mines his whole life and has been kind of dirty by it, because you look at him and you assume that he's like the super serious, gruff guy who's just like, I am Byron. But no. His portrayal in the anime is amazing. If you've never seen those episodes, again, like, I've recommended so many episodes of the Diamond and Pearl anime this playthrough, and for good reason. That looks great. Go watch the Byron episode. They are amazing. And I will do my own portrayal a bit of based on that. Ah, that's the Orberg's gym badge! I see. You've defeated my son! But that's no surprise, he still has much to learn! In place of my son Rourke, I, Byron, will take your challenge! God, he's so great, he like twirls his shovel above his head, he's so enthusiastic, and you know me, I love enthusiasm. Or excuse me, as Byron would say it, I love enthusiasm!
Yeah.
Like he loves Magneton! Magneton is level 37, electric steel type, Magnet Pulse for its ability! So if you're a steel type, you are unable to switch out. Really sucks if you have that situation. As Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt, Try Attack, and Pedals Down. Decent type coverage, but I'm not personally worried. Bodhi can one-shot this. Starting to worry maybe I should have Lepa-berried, but I think he isn't going to do the thing. Okay, no, setting up Steelix. Man, just, he says that about everything. Just his catchphrase is just, I love whatever. Like, he'll be like in his gym, like working on his puzzle, and just be like, I love puzzles! So great.
It's the Green Papyrus.
Level 38, Steel Ground type. Rockhead for its ability, so it cannot flinch. Flash Cannon, cannot take recoil damage. Flash Cannon, Earthquake, Ice Fang, and Sandstorm. Doesn't really matter what its ability is if that's the case. There's Vacuum Wave not doing much damage at all, but I'm not really sure how much Leap will do. I'll try it this turn if I survive this. That stab Earthquake might hurt even with Steelix's attack stat not really being fast. Crit Leaf Blade, go on, you can do it. That is the plan. That is my master plan. Get critical hits every turn. I think Barry was really on something. Yeah, I think it was. It was one of those cases of it being ambiguous, because Vacuum Wave's not really all that strong, but I have a high attack stat, and I could have gotten a critical. It was just one of those weird times. Bodhi! I think you can finish off the job with Earthquake. It's my last Earthquake, so we better make this count. Not like again this. This is not Gen 1, where 100% accurate moves are not true 100% accurate, even without modifiers. And it is done. Switching. Might be good, actually, if I had that Earthquake for this. We'll run with it. Now for his last Pokemon. It'd be a crime if I didn't say this. It would be an insult to the very character we're about. Byron! Here it comes. I love Bastiodon! Bastiodon is level 41, Rock Steel type. Sturdy for its abilities, no 1 KO moves will work. Holding a Citrus Berry, Metal Burst, Stone Edge, Iron Defense, and Taunts. Maybe I should set up with Curse here if I don't have any sort of Earthquakes. I could have spent this turn doing a Lepa-berry, but I think I'll be fine. Besides, Bastiodon is really slow. I'll probably still be faster than it even with this. And it didn't actually even attack off. Let's go for the Wood Hammer. I guess we'll never know if I was faster for one shot because I got a Quick Claw. Here it comes. I can feel it's going to be a lot now. Not quite enough, but it's still pretty good. And there he gets a Citrus Berry. Bastiodon's head is so, like, it sounds odd to say that his head is interesting. Oh, yeah, sure, I'll happily use only attacking moves on you for the rest of this battle. His head is, like, designed like a fortune Fortress. For those of you that have played Pokemon Battle Revolution, there's a castle that looks like Bastiodon's head. That was something that was just begging to happen. I think that's one of the cooler designs of any structure in the Pokemon world. It's just really neat. But that's it. Bodhi was MVP, to say the least. If I had another Earthquake VP, it would have been even easier. My sturdy Pokemon defeated. You were strong enough to take down my prize team of Pokemon. In recognition of that power, I give you this, the Mind Badge! I've been waiting for this episode for a long time. I'm sorry if people find Byron kind of annoying today. Having the Mind Badge enables you to use the hit move Strength anytime outside of battle. And now you have 6 gym badges. That means all Pokemon up to level 70 will obey you without question. Here, take this too! I love TM91 Flash Cannon! Yeah, that's what it means. If it hits, it might also lower the target's special defense! Wahaha! The Sinnoh region is vast! Tough trainers like you and Barry come up constantly to challenge the old guard. With more young trainers like my son and you two taking charge, the future of Pokemon is bright. But I'm not stepping aside just yet. I really need to rededicate myself to training on Iron Island. Sorry, Byron, I know how much you love your son, but I got some bad news. Your son's strongest Pokemon is level 12. I know. I'll give you a hug.
And also, you might find this interesting. During Ash's gym battle with Byron, Rourke was the ref.
Wow! Interesting!
Okay, now, Nova Point City.
Oh, here we freaking go.
A Diamond Pearl. 38 Snowboard, 38 Sneasel, 40 Medicham, 42 Abomasnow. And in Platinum, 40 Sneasel, 40 Piloswine, 42 Abomasnow, 44 Frostlass.
Wow. Interesting.
Take a look around at the Snow Point Temple, but only really tough trainers are allowed inside. You don't really look tough though, but I gotta say, that hat he's wearing is really cute actually. I kinda like it. It's one of those just NPCs that looks kind of adorable, that you kind of want like a little figurine of or something like that. Maybe I'm taking that too far. You! Oh my god, I was wondering when she was gonna come up. You! She's like, hi, do you have Medicham? If you do, can you upgrade it for my officer? Boy, I hate this woman. Okay. Haunter. I hate this Haunter. I don't say that I hate many things in this world, but I hate this Haunter. Okay, first off, yes, Haunter is good. It evolves into Gengar, who has always been a great Pokemon. And it's even better now, thanks to new moves like Focus Blast. Sure. But this. I know what you're thinking. Wow, I can train a Haunter and evolve it into Gengar as soon as I get it without having to do any multiplayer stuff. That's awesome!
No!
Rourke is a troll to the greatest degree of troll.
She tells you that, and then gives the Haunter an Everstone. Plus, Nintendo Wi-Fi connection is gone. That's all fine. If you can trade it after equipping this item, by all means, instant Gengar. But otherwise, stay away. This woman is evil. And I think all of us playing through this game for the first time have sour memories of thinking, hey, Medicham is right outside of town. I'll catch that and get instant Gengar. I didn't even trade for it.
No, you won't. Hey. Yeah, I was a victim of this.
And trust me, people, there are many others that suffered the same fate.
So before we get to the gym battle with Candace, people in the comments section, let us know if you were a victim of this besides me.
And also, for new people that are playing Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum for the very first time, me and Brian have a little bit of advice for you. Stay away, far away.
Alright, let's get to Candace.
Okay.
My her to be our best option, regardless of her performances in the past. You want to challenge Candy? Oh my god, she speaks to her in third person. Sure thing, I was waiting for someone tough. I should tell you, I'm tough because I know how to focus. Pokemon, fashion, romance, it's all about focus. I'll show you just what I mean. Get ready to lose. Says the person training all Ice-type Pokemon. She's so adorable. If you've never seen the episodes of the anime that she is in, she is even cuter in those episodes. The way that she looks in the anime is perfection. I know that Roxanne might have been the original schoolgirl gym leader, but Candace pulls it off nicely. She starts off with Sneasel, level 40, Dark Ice type, keen on for its ability, so no accuracy lowering will work on it. Feint Attack, Ice Shard, Slash, and Aerial Ace. It's got pretty good type coverage, actually. Can be a little bit of a pain to deal with, and that Ice Shard being a priority move doesn't help much either. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to open with Acrobats, why I didn't want to open with Scythe, because it totally would have done that to out-prioritize my Vacuum Wave. Even though it's quite weak to it, I don't think it would have one-shot it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Didn't get the plus attack, but I'm at least happy that it hit in 2 attempts. Who is next? Level 29 for Milotic. That's what's next. Aquatail. Aquatail. Your physical attack stat kind of sucks. But I suppose it's at least better than Tackle. Same logic I had for getting rid of Splash for Captivate. I think it's pretty sound line. Abomasnow. Not what I expected to see in this situation. Abomasnow is level 42, Grass Ice type, Snow Warning for its ability, so it will summon Hail. Remember what I said about Hail? And remember what I said about it again? Yeah, she benefits from it in her entire team. It has the moves: Wood Hammer, Focus Blast, Water Pulse, Avalanche. If there was ever a time for my Fire Blast to hit, it was right now. That makes me happy. This thing can be a pain to deal with. So many hard-hitting moves in this moveset, and also not bad type coverage. Luckily, that's a whopping 7 weaknesses, including a quad weakness to fire. That's awesome. Supernova recovers a little bit more health. And what is next? Because if it's what I think it is, we might have a chance to do something kind of cool. Oh no, Frostlass. Oh boy.
Okay. Who are you sending out?
I think it's Zyke. I didn't get any of those plus attacks on Supernova with Meteor Mash like I was hoping, so there's no harm in switching. I'm not missing out on any sort of sweeping capabilities. Frostlass is her strongest Pokemon, level 44, Ice Ghost type. If there was ever a bad defensive type, Snow Cloak for its ability, so it gains evasion in Hail. That's why she uses it after Abomasnow. Holding a Citrus Berry as well. This is a very long explanation. Shadow Ball, double team, making it even worse. Psychic and Blizzard. This can be a pain to take out as it focuses on evasion, and we all know how annoying that is.
Yep.
It's also immune to the effects of hail as you'd expect. Well, I am not. Frostlass is a really cool Pokemon. I considered using one on my team while planning out this Let's Play. I think it's a really interesting Pokemon, and its horrible defensive typing makes it a really good user of Destiny Bond, which is just really fun. I only just barely decided not to use it, because I just didn't think it fit on very well on the team, and I wasn't really finding many opportunities where it would have been useful. But it's a cool Pokemon, really. If you've never raised it before, it's really neat. Nobody ever sees this thing on the battlefield, hardly at all. A lot of people I know forget it exists, but I like it a lot. It's just really neat. A ghost wearing like a kimono and all that. That hail never goes away because of that snow warning, unless I override with my own weather effect. And it makes Blizzard 100% accurate. Thank goodness this Frostlass is the only thing on her team that knows it, because that would suck if I had to deal with it on like all of her Pokemon and she opened with that Apollo Snow or had AI to switch to it.
I agree.
The worst is over. Our last Pokemon, Piloswine. I think it is time. Milotic will have its debut battle right here. Piloswine is level 40, Ice Ground type, oblivious for its ability, so it can't be inflicted with Infatuation. Hail, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Avalanche. I'm gonna break the ice and bring out my last resort Pokemon. Also, if you've never realized the subtle pun in her name, and Ice, I love it. Milotic is faster than it, which is great. My plus speed nature. I don't think this will one-shot it, but I can.
Let's check it for you.
Still good. I should do my Propanol. Got no priority moves. I've got you. You are Catter. Milotic will have a great debut battle, beating something 11 levels above it.
Yep.
Nine. Okay, good, it doesn't. Did more than 9. Then I might have actually been screwed. Did it heal? Good. I'll get buffeted by the hail, but it won't knock me out. And that's that. So proud of you, Mylan Zig. So proud of you. Maybe soon you'll get your nickname. Level 30. And there it is. I must say, warmed up to you. So much that I said what I said next too fast and you couldn't hear it. Wow, you've been great. You've earned my respect. I think your focus will be bold. Focus will be boldness over. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to give you this icicle badge. That is 7 out of 8 now. Because you have it, you can use a hit move rocket climb anytime, even when you're not in a battle. Oh, take this too. TM 72. Say it on 3. 1, 2. Oh, we know it's avalanche. If the user takes damage on the same turn that it is used, the move's power is double. Can you imagine what sort of focus you need to pull it off? It is a very strategic move. It can be a fun one. I've seen some people use it as a single player, and it's alright. I don't personally think I have a place for it on my team, but I don't know, maybe if you're able to learn it, it's kind of slow. It might work because it's a tank. Let's go to heal up with the Pokemon study.
Alright, next up.
Next up.
In Diamond Pearl, he has a Raichu, an Ambipom, an Octillery, and a Luxray. Raichu is at 46, Ambipom is 47, Octillery is 48, and Luxray is 49. In Platinum, he has a 46 Jolteon, 46 Raichu, 48 Luxray, and 50 Electivire.
Wow. I will have to say, he's got a really good electric team.
Would you say it's electrifying?
But however,
oh god, that sounds like something Chugga would say.
he has nothing on Lieutenant Surge.
Okay, well, that's it for
That's it for
the gym leaders.
That's it for the gym leaders, I guess now. Get it, Paul?
Yep. Alright, here we go. Okay. For Aaron in Diamond, he's got a Dustox at 53, Heracross at 54, Vespiquen at 54, Beautifly at 53, and Drapion at 57.
Yeah.
Okay, Drapion is kind of out of left field, but I think he has that because it's pre-evolved form is part bug.
Mm-hmm. That's the only reason.
Okay. In Platinum, he's got 49 Mega, 49 Scizor, 50 Vespiquen, 51 Heracross, 53 Drapion.
I will say one thing. Yamega is a beast. And so is Heracross.
Yep. Okay, Bertha, in Diamond and Pearl, she has a Quagsire at 55. I almost said 53 for some reason, and I have no clue why. 59 Hippowdon, 57 Sudowoodo, 55 Whiscash, and 56 Golem.
Wow.
Okay. In Diamond and Pearl, a level 50 Whiscash, 53 Gliscor, 52 Golem, 52 Rhyperior, and 55 Hippowdon. Okay, Flint, or some people call him Ronald McDonald.
And I know why, too. It's the hair.
Okay, Flint has a 58 Rapidash, 61 Infernape, 57 Steelix, 57 Lopunny, 58 Drifblim. And in Platinum, 52 Houndoom, 55 Flareon, 53 Rapidash, 55 Infernape, 57 Magmortar. Evolution in Diamond and Pearl, 59 Mr. Mime, 59 Girafarig, 60 Medicham, 60 Alakazam. Wait, if I said 59 Medicham, I meant to say 60. And 63 Bronzong. In Platinum, 53 Mr. Mime, 55 Espeon, 54 Bronzong, 56 Alakazam, 59 Gallade. Now for Cynthia. 61 Spiritomb, 66 Garchomp, 60 Gastrodon, 63 Milotic, 60 Roserade, and 63 Ludicolo. Platinum, 58 Spiritomb, 58 Roserade, 60 Togekiss, 60 Lucario, 58 Milotic, and 62 Garchomp.
Yeah, that Garchomp. Wow.
You don't want to mess with.
No. Nobody messes with Cynthia or else, yeah. Peace! And you know, since we're close to being done with Sinnoh, I say
let's have with the catching Giratina.
uh-huh.
Dust Ball worked really well last time. Trying it again. Of course, it doesn't even shake at all. Got a good feeling about this one. Let's see if I'm right. I don't like you either. It's been a while. I've tried a few Timer Balls. I've down to 20 Dust Balls. Let's try it. Why not? Okay, Heal Ball. Let's see if you'll look fabulous and big. 1, 2, 3! Out! What? I didn't think that would actually work. I was just doing it because, you know, the thing about Giratina is that it has Ancient Power, Ominous Wind, and Shadow Force. It has 3 of its 4 moves with only 5 PP. This is probably the most likely legendary Pokemon to have it run out of PP and struggle itself to death from having no PP for any of its moves. And I thought it was pretty much a lost cause at this point, so I did that. But
Wow.
well, welcome to your new home. You existed in a world of darkness, banished for with your violence, and open a Heal Ball. Man, and I called Heal Balls useless earlier in the series and said I might as well use them while I still can. Back when we were running Jubilee. Oh, how far we have come. Giratina seems to have understood us. That Pokemon. Shadowy Pokemon was captured, and in the most unlikely of ways. Your doing so means this irrational world will remain in existence. And make it impossible for me to create a new world. Even if I made new Red Chain, a new world can't be made. Why? What compels you to protect the 2 worlds? Is spirit, a vague and incomplete thing so important to you? The places we are born, the time we spend living, the languages we speak. We are all different. The presence of Pokemon unites us. We share our lives with our Pokemon, and our happiness grows as we all become greater and more alone. That is why we can battle and trade with anyone we choose. Silence! Enough of your blathering. how you justify spirit as something worthwhile? That is merely humans hoping, deluding themselves that they are happy and sane. Emotions roiling inside me. Rage, hatred, frustration. These ugly emotions arise because of my own complete spirit. I will never see you cry. This I promise you. I will break the secrets of the world. With that knowledge, I will create my complete and perfect world. One day, you will awaken to a world of creation, a world without spirits.
Yeah, I don't think so, Cyrus.
Since there is sadness, we can feel joy. When there is anger, compassion is born. Let's go back home. The portal where Giratina was should lead back to our world. Giratina was written in the legend as being on the other side of our world. It stands to reason that it has a link to the other side. Cynthia is just too darn cool. She really is. Cyrus speaks in philosophy, and she counters it by speaking in her own philosophy. This place, it's to send off spring. It's said to somehow lead to the great beyond. Giratina was sent to live in a world on the opposite side of ours. Oh, I'm sincerely sorry. It's very rude of me. Emil, you're incredible. You really are a fantastic trainer. Let me say this on behalf of all said now. Emil, thank you. Oh, that's right. You have to go tell Professor Owen. He was very worried about you. You should visit him in his lab. Indeed, we shall do that.
Now for him battling Dialga and Palkia.
Mm-hmm.
Now onto the spear pillar itself. I highly suggest that you save before moving forward. Or after doing all this, atop the spear pillar is this portal. The other side of the rift. A fantastically bizarre place. It's Dialga. Huge challenge, Dialga. With the unique Dragon Steel type making it an even better tank than its already bulky stats would have you believe, Dialga is a tank that can switch in easily, take hits well, and do huge damage after the fact. Dialga's signature move is a Roar of Time, a Dragon-type variant of Hyper Beam. Not exactly helpful in multiplayer battles, but I'm sure Supernova will vouch for it being fun in single player. As if 150 special attack weren't enough, if given the Adamant Orb, Dialga will see a 20% boost to both Dragon-type and Steel-type moves. It's exceptionally fast for tank standards, allowing it to outright avoid damage where other walls would not be able to do. The only big negative I can say about it is that Dragon and Steel aren't exactly the best types for offense, but it already has access to Power Gem and Earth Power to make up for this. It's a darn good Pokemon. And probably strangest of all, Dialga's catch rate is 30. Yeah, the creator of Time has the same catch rate as a Chatot, go figure. It's always worth throwing a quick ball for the first turn against any kind of challenging legendary Pokemon, and there is definitely no exception here. You want to try throwing that quick ball and seeing if maybe you can get a little bit lucky. I didn't, but not to say that it's possible. The Ultimate Freeze, no, I didn't get it. Debating if I should bother healing up on Vanity. If it does Roar Time, I'm down, but it needs to recharge next turn anyway. And Idolin does have that Ice Punch. Let's try it. Not even a critical, wow, wasn't expecting that. And I suppose that I should kindly be quiet here for a few moments, because this battle theme, oh my god, I have said it already, that if Coleman's instrument could be the trumpet, Steno's instrument is the piano, and I think that is a beautiful thing. This song, how you make an amazing, exciting, and just high-energy battle theme, with a piano as the lead instrument. It needs to be heard to be believed. Seriously, take a listen.
nice music.
And there's the roar time once more. I'm a little surprised I'm having this much trouble catching it. I know that sounds incredibly stupid to be saying after the luck that I have had, but if I could get Regigigas in only a few turns, you one-shot Eidolon. Oh boy, that's actually kind of problematic. Scythe, I guess you're next. You don't have false swipe anymore, but I brought you along just in case I need you because you're high damage. I don't think you have anything here that... I'm gonna go for a Leaf Blade. It's quad resisted, but it's worth a try if only to make things a little bit easier. That was a critical hit! If I did not already sway you on Dialga being a tank, oh boy. Great Ball. Matching those color schemes once again. Maybe it will for once work out for me. Not even a shame. Whoa. What is your next thing? Another roar time? Oh man, okay. He used up 2 PP against Eidolon. That means that it's got 1 left. He did it once against Vanity, once against Scythe. If it does it again, I'm in trouble. No, you never know when you might need a sacrifice play. Go on, Derpidius. Make quick work of that Dialga. I believe in you. Don't get lucky with it on the field. I've tried the good balls a few times. I think I've earned a luxury ball just for the sake of being funny, or not being funny, being random. Considering Derpidius is on the field, and that is what is funny about the situation. 3! Oh man, okay, Derpidius being on the field with Dialga being caught. Okay, Derpidius, you are the funny one. Oh my god. The legendary Pokemon of Sinnoh. It is said that time flows when Dialga's heart beats. 17, almost 18 foot tall, 1,500-pound dragon made of metal. There was never a cool concept for anything. No. A 16 foot tall, 1,500-pound dragon made of metal that created time. Doesn't get much cooler than that.
Mm-hmm.
Loving feeling, time powerfully emanates from this friend. We shall never know. I am going to heal up and I will be right back. After you leave the Sphere Pillar and return, you now have this portal in the other one's place. On the other side of the rift, in a fantastically bizarre place, it's Palkia. Challenge Palkia. Palkia is a force to be reckoned with. It is one of the greatest mixed attackers of all time, and it stands beautifully back up its more offensively viable type that also manages to only be weak to Dragon here. Palkia's signature move is Spatial Red, a 100-power special Dragon-type move with a high critical hit ratio. When it's equipped with a move that powerful and has 100 speed with Dragon as only weakness, it's hard to say that. Oh, I thought I got it with a quick ball. Palkia even has a weakness at all in the situation. The only Dragon types with higher speed than Palkia are Salamence, Latios, Latias, and Garchomp. Palkia is able to do 1 or 2 hits, dang near anything that exists if it's given the Lustrous form. It sees a 20% boost to water and dragon type moves, making it the counterpart to Dialga's adamant form. Quite honestly, this is the first Pokemon we're fighting that I don't think has a single flaw to point out. It is probably the single most powerful Pokemon you will fight in all of Sinnoh. It's that good. However, I do wish it looked a little bit more threatening than match its appearance. I guess to be fair, when you look like something rather questionable in your back sprays, I think they kind of take pity on you and making you one of the most powerful beings in the entire universe. Just fun here. I don't have any more hyper potions, actually. Overstore, let's do some overkill.
Woo! If you need a laugh, challenge check Conroy.
Yep. We'll include his channel in the description like always.
Six levels will quit. And even though I'm not getting the same type of attack bonus
I'll
out of my
give you Maryland.
here it goes! I'm sorry, but when it calls it a fantastically bizarre place or whatever it says, and it seems to be a dimension of nothing but pink with bubbles floating in it, and that's how spatial red looks. I'm sorry, it just looks kind of funny to me. There's that heal block and another thing that makes it kind of awkward to play. It means that you can't heal HP on whatever Pokemon is currently out. Vanity, if you can freeze it right about now. Nope, still has nice speed. Alright. It's got a lot of health and quad resist water, so there's no reason attacking him with that. Let's try a heal ball. Let's see if maybe I can get one time in this entire series where I match a color scheme to a legendary Pokemon. 1, 2, 3! Yahoo! So much for a really powerful Pokemon and incredibly hard boss. I was expecting it was only 30, so it's not that big of an achievement or that big of a surprise when I catch it quickly. But in a heal ball, I wasn't expecting that. A legendary Pokemon of Sinnoh. It is said that space becomes more stable. Pretty crap. Can I point something out? Why is it that half the time spatial is spelled with a C and then the other half the time it's spelled with a T? I've never understood that. And it's within the same text that it does that, because it's spatial rendered with a C, but spatial Pokemon with a T. I personally read that as spatial when I was a kid, which sounds like it is belonging to a spatula or something like that, but it's just kind of weird. So, with those two out of the way, Cynthia told us that the plates speak of an original one that Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina all spawned from. But no matter what we do atop the Spear Pillar, no such Pokemon will appear. But that is not to say that such a Pokemon does not exist. We have collected all of those plates that speak of its existence. When the universe was created, its shards became these plates. The power of defeated giants infuses these plates. 2 beings of time and space set free from the original one. 3 beings were born to bind time and space. 2 make matter, and 3 make spirit, shaping the world. The original one breathed alone before the universe came. The powers of plates are shared among Pokemon. The rightful bearer of a plate draws from the plate it holds. The creator of this universe, Arceus. With 120 in every stat, the ability to become any type, and compatibility with nearly every TM, it can be anything. Its signature move is Judgment, which is a 100 power special move that changes type with Arceus. While multi-type and a changeable same-type attack bonus sound cool at first, it usually performs best with a life form in either a physical attacking moveset with Swords Dance or a special attacking moveset with Calm Mind, then recover thrown in to heal off self-inflicted damage from the life form, and to make it even more viable as a special wall if it's packing Calm Mind. As a side note regarding moves that it can learn, Dragon Arceus is even capable of learning Draco Meteor through Grandma Wilma. Arceus would have been fought in the Hall of Origin atop the Spear Pillar at level 80. But its event was never released. Not anywhere in the world. Yep, that is 3 times in a row that we have got something that was intended to be released, but never was. Great track record, guys. The intention being to fight it atop the Spear Pillar in the Hall of Origin. Every Arceus ever distributed was merely sent as a gift Pokemon through the attendant in the Pokemart already at level 100. Because of this, Arceus has a distinct nerf. It can never gain experience, so it cannot be EV trained under normal circumstances. But really, when your stat total is 720, who needs custom EV spreads? Simply put, it's gone. And that is every single obtainable Pokemon in Pokemon Platinum. And with all of that done, repels the Femoron! Well, there goes all the drama from this situation. Alright. Man, I am just having a really rotten time in this video. I seriously knocked over my drink and the glass shattered. Okay, I guess there wasn't enough lightheartedness in these fights, so we had to have some of it squeezed in before the end. Okay, with second journey through the Sinnoh region, other than, of course, Battle Frontier, and rematching the Pokemon League's Elite Four and Champion. Next time on Pokemon Platinum, we have our true final battle to defend our champion status at the Sinnoh League. See you guys then.
And that, people, is Chugga himself.
Yep.
And if I'm correct, that is everything that we have for the Sinnoh Regional History Pokemon, am I right?
As far as I know, yeah.
So any final thoughts? Anything?
I just feel sorry for him with
I know what you're saying. I know.
yeah, I lost my train of thought there.
It's okay. It's okay. I say the Sinnoh region, I will admit, it's actually, in my opinion, one of the best regions. It is. Because it's got everything you need. Everything. It's got it's got a whole bunch of Pokemon. It's got everything. That's pretty much all I gotta say.
Yep.
But with that being said, people, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I'm pretty sure my friends enjoyed it. But, sadly, we gotta get on the plane ride and leave the Sinnoh region. But never fear, we will be back. But our plane is going to take a small detour. We are going straight next time to the Unova region.
Oh, we're gonna have fun when we get
Trust
there.
me, people, we got a big surprise for you when we get to Unova. Trust me. And me and my buddy, and me and Brian have been planning it for some time now, and we can't wait for you to show ya. But, until then, this is MLB11X NC22, and...
Oh, this is Brian Dancer, aka Lion246.
And a random background HUD. Hello. I was just here in the background. How you doing?
And we will see you all in Unova. Goodbye!